Darlacansell, real estate agent in South Louisiana with Real Broker. It is an amazing day today on Thursday in South Louisiana because if you are a buyer looking to buy anytime soon, not only do I have quite a few things for sale right now, but I have quite a few things that are going to be hitting the market pretty soon. So, I have a gorgeous home in Church Point, Louisiana on almost a half an acre of property that is in immaculate condition. But the great thing about this home is that it also has an Airbnb that sleeps 8 people. So the sellers have said to me that it stays very busy, especially like during Mardi Gras season, baseball season, different times like that where they're looking for an alternative to a hotel room. And it is in a great location, not too far from Sonny's Fried Chicken, which is a very famous joint in Church Point, Louisiana. Listen, I'm going to tell you about a couple of other ones that I know that are coming, but at any time, you can go to darlacansell, and that's sell, SELL.com. You also remember this as a buyer. You want to be represented. I can represent you on the purchase of a home anywhere in South Louisiana. So if you see anything on Zillow, on Marketplace, on Realtor.com, wherever the case may be, send me the link. I'll do all the research for you before you schedule an actual showing. That things like, has it had hurricane damage? Is it in a flood zone? How much is the flood insurance if it is? All those kinds of things that can save you lots of time and potentially lots of money if you have a realtor on your side who loves negotiating, which that is definitely me. I love negotiating. But back to what's coming soon. So a beautiful one in Church Point. It has a workshop area in the back. It has lots of covered spaces. It has lots of decks. It's a 2-bedroom, 2 full baths. It was built, I believe, in the, I'm trying to remember right now, either the late 1800s or early 1900s. And when I tell you it has the same original gorgeous hardwood floors, this house was immaculately taken care of. And it is in perfect move-in ready condition. That one's in Church Point. I have one coming in the historic district of Crowley, which is just absolutely beautiful. It is a 3-bedroom, 2 full bath with a huge built-in 28,000-gallon pool. The pool is huge. It's beautiful. It's in the backyard. They also have a huge deck area overlooking the pool. It's all fenced in and private, and this house is in immaculate condition, and that one will be hitting the market very, very soon. I also have another one in Crowley, and I don't know all the details of it, but I do know that that one is going to be in beautiful move-in ready condition too, because the sellers right now are in the process of painting everything inside neutral, so it's all going to be just ready to move in. What I absolutely love about dealing with my sellers is when I give them a list of recommendations. Remember, never mandates, but absolutely recommendations. They always go above and beyond to get their places ready. So when I list something, you can bet yourself that it has been thoroughly cleaned, and it is in move-in ready condition, and it's ready to hit the market to pass any kind of inspection at all. So if you're a buyer, how do you need to prepare to be ready when the one hits the market? And listen, I'm going to tell you, as a buyer, if you are in your mid-20s, late 20s, early 30s, I know you are thinking to yourself, I'm looking to buy a home that I'm going to live in forever. Listen, that's just not the reality nowadays. I find that people now that are buying houses, unless they're like in their late 60s or 70s, for the most part, people are buying houses and they're staying in them about 5 years, and then they want something bigger, they want something smaller, they want something different, they want something in a different neighborhood. they just always are looking to move. So remember this. The reason I'm saying this is because as a buyer, you're not looking for a perfect house, because a perfect house does not exist. You're looking for an area that you would be fine living in. So if you have children, you're looking for a certain school zone or school zones. Be thinking about the neighborhood and the areas that you would feel comfortable living in. Because I don't care if the house was built 100 years ago or built 100 days ago. There is no such thing as a perfect home. And you may think it is, and then when you move in, you realize, oh, I wish this would be different, or this would be different, or this would be different. The location is key. So you want to be thinking about what areas do you feel comfortable living in, and then as a buyer, you want to be ready. So when something hits the market that you feel like could work for you, you have an advantage. And that means you have, if you're paying cash, you have proof of funds ready to go. Which means if it's in a bank account, you have that number that you're willing to spend with the account number removed, and your first and last name is still on the page, okay? If you are financing, you have gotten pre-approved so that number one, you know what your budget is. Number two, you know what loan type you have. Because listen, some houses are not going to qualify for every loan type. I'll give you an example right now. I have a brick home in Eagan, Louisiana, built in 1958. It is in immaculate condition, okay? The same appliances that were in this house when they built it, Thermador, stainless steel appliances, still work like the day they bought it. But it only qualifies for cash or conventional because it has lots of old barns in the backyard, which, listen, I think are gorgeous. There's one that probably needs to be torn down, but some of the other ones are old. They're still in decent condition, but because of those old barns in the backyard, that house is never going to qualify for any kind of government loan. So that means if you are pre-approved with an FHA loan, and let's say your budget is $300,000, you cannot buy that house because it has barns in the backyard that an FHA appraiser are going to say need to be torn down. Now, if you have an FHA renovation loan, if you have a conventional renovation loan, yes, that will qualify. You will have to jump through lots of hoops, but it is absolutely doable. But the reason as a buyer you want to be pre-approved is so that you know when something hits the market, is your loan type going to qualify you for that home? And what is your budget? Now listen, the interest rates are dropping a little bit, it seems like every week, a little bit, which can make the difference in your house note, maybe about $50 a month. So keep in mind that if the rates continue to drop a little bit, your budget may change a little bit. But getting pre-approved, you know, once you're pre-approved, that pre-approval lasts for about 90 days. But let's say you find a house in 120 days. That's okay. It's going to be very easy to get you an updated letter. Plus, you already know what loan type you're pre-approved for, and you already know your budget. So it will be a simple formality for you to get in touch with the lender and say, I found a house, my pre-approval letter hasn't expired. If it did, give me a new one, right? And then you as the buyer can submit an offer on that home. 99% of agents, when you submit an offer on a home, are not going to accept your offer. They're not going to present it to the seller unless you can prove that you have the money to buy it, right? So can you get pre-approved? That's a question right there. Listen, if you think your credit is so bad that you can't get pre-approved, but you want to buy a house, get in touch with me. Because listen, I've gotten some people that I have given over to a lender and said, listen, they think that their situation is so bad that they may not be able to get pre-approved. They were able to get pre-approved actually. And if it's so bad that you can't get pre-approved today, what the lender is going to say to you, you need to do this, this, and this in order to get pre-approved. And if you're super motivated and you follow the instructions that the lender gave you, then in a couple of months, you may very well be able to then get pre-approved for a house. All right? So if you're a buyer, know that there's always going to be a house for sale. You may not be able to get the exact one that you want, but there is no such thing as a perfect house. If you're in a situation where you just need to buy and the location is most important to you, then get pre-approved, know your budget, be looking for that location, and when the minute something hits, you are ready. Now also remember this, the price that it's listed for, that is not a set in stone number. That is the number that the listing agent and the seller decided they wanted to list the house for. Every single day, people buy homes and pay an amount nowhere near what the listing price was. And that's why as a buyer, you need someone on your side who can help you negotiate and can help you navigate through all of those, all the drama that you don't want to deal with yourself as a buyer. If you have questions, remember this, in real estate, there are no stupid questions. Reach out, ask your questions, send me a text or call me. I'd love to represent you whether you're a seller or a buyer. And remember this, all the things that I'm telling you right now, 5.5 years ago when I was in education, I didn't know. I had no idea. I thought that you needed to go to a bank to get pre-approved. Well, listen, if you have 20% down or more than 20% down, a local bank may be the best place for you. 9 times out of 10, they don't have the best rates, they don't have the best loan programs, and a mortgage broker, not a bank, a mortgage broker, a lot of the times can qualify you for 100% financing, which means 0% down, or 3.5% down if you're going to go with an FHA loan. If you're a veteran, you can qualify for 100% financing. If you're a first-time home buyer, you can qualify for 100% financing. There are so many different loan options when you are going through a mortgage broker, and believe it or not, most of the time they have the best interest rates, the best terms, and the good thing about them is that they don't have banker's hours. So they usually work Saturdays, Sundays. I text them at 6 a.m. in the morning and they're available. So that's the difference, and that's something I didn't know until I got into real estate. So remember this, there are absolutely no stupid questions when it comes to real estate because it can be very scary. You want someone on your team who is going to be patient with you, who's going to answer all your questions, who is never going to make you feel stupid, right? Because there is no such thing as a stupid question. Ask all your hard questions. When you're buying or selling real estate, if you do not choose a realtor to help you navigate the process, you may very well lose tens upon thousands of dollars because you don't know or they don't know. A busy realtor is different than a realtor who's doing business. There's a difference. So a busy realtor who's just out there looking busy but isn't closing deals is not the kind of person you want. You want a busy realtor who's busy closing deals, right? Because that means that they have gone through pretty much any situation. They've navigated lots and lots and lots of adversity, and they've coming through on the other side. So I'd say when you're looking for a realtor, question to ask is how many transactions have you closed last month? How many did you close in the last 6 months? How many did you close last year? And listen, if they don't know the answer right away, run, because they should know the answer. They absolutely should know how many deals they have closed. If they say, I need to look it up, it's because they don't know, or they don't want to tell you. So remember this, just like shopping around for any other professional, there are, just in Acadiana alone, last time I checked, there were 1,800 real estate agents. Now, lots of them are doing it part-time. Lots of them don't even enjoy it. Another question to ask if you're interviewing real estate agents is, do you absolutely love what you do? And do you love negotiating? And if they hesitate or they say no, run. You want someone who loves it, who enjoys it, and who's good at it. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy this weekend. I'm so glad over here in South Louisiana we dodged that hurricane bullet. But one day I guess it could be us, right? So be prepared for the next one. But if you have any questions at all real estate related, reach out to me. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Y'all take care.